everyone.
Up, huh?
Welcome to the
I love that it starts with the end of the story.
I threw up.
What's up? Welcome to Last Call. I'm your host this week because Michael's out of town doing whatever. Something about like, I don't know, jamming faces.
I think they're jamming each other's face.
In Colorado.
Sexually.
Yeah, and unnatural.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like I said, I'm Lindsay. This is Matt. We got
Hi.
Sarah and Trevor.
What's up,
Hey.
Fert?
Hello.
What's up, Fert?
Talking about throwing up. You throwing up? I feel like we all have.
Hey, go ahead. Hey,
Never.
release it.
I keep that
I
in.
know you're
Once
holding
it goes
it in.
never comes out.
Just release it.
I'm in incredible pain.
We were talking about drinking in college, and like, I mean, I throw up regardless. I've had motion sickness and stuff, but I was saying I don't drink anymore. And Sarah has said you're down to what, like 1 glass a night ish, maybe?
Yeah, if it's a rough day, 2 glasses.
Okay.
But it's like also like I don't drink mixed drinks either. It's just like if you just drink like whiskey or gin or something like that, then it doesn't, like you don't get as big of a hangover because it's not as sugary. Like a lot of the
Right.
hangover comes from sugar.
And that's
Yeah.
why I prefer meth. Zero sugar.
It's true.
Someone said it.
clever.
Don't do meth, please. I'm not. That's a joke.
Jeez.
God, I just
No drugs.
spell it out. You're welcome, Tyler.
Tyler was like,
He's Tyler like
Please say don't do math.
Lied to me.
jeez.
That's so counter to our entire week of no meth doing. The theme.
We've talked about moving into me in my 30s. Sarah,
Yeah.
I know it's rude to ask, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, I was like, I know you're still in your 20s, but how old? Okay, so you're still in like
I'm baby,
party time,
yeah.
basically.
I mean,
You're
kind
baby.
of.
Yes.
I'm like, but like pandemic hit mid-20s, which is really like
That sucks
That
though.
sucks.
it sucks
That's
a lot.
blows.
It's cool that it hit like
Yeah.
when I was in my later 20s where alcohol definitely had an effect
it's-
on my next day.
The worst part is that like I'm currently living with my like best friend from high school, and like we had all these plans. Like we're gonna be in Austin together. It's gonna be so great. We're gonna go out all the time. We're gonna explore. We're gonna do this. Pandemic hit. None of that happened, and now she's moving back to Colorado. And I'm like, great, cool. I'm gonna miss you. And it's like.
That's how I felt about Fifi. I was like, half of your time here was just like being inside during quarantine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Welcome to
Yeah.
Austin. I promise
Yeah.
we're fun.
God,
Stinks.
bummer.
Yeah, but also now drinking, like we talked about, I would do the thing where I'd go out on weekends, especially with the Cheap Hunter fan or friends, drink like crazy, enjoy yourself,
We're just fans.
then come back. I mean, friends, yeah, sorry. And it was
Three of us.
All three of us were.
half
Yeah,
friends,
but-
half family became fans. I don't know what happened there.
She goes, they
Regardless,
go to the bar and they're like, "These are my fans." I'm like, what?
No, no, we're-
What's happening?
Man, that's a trash can. I know what I said. But we'd have like party weekends and just like drink, have fun, classic, I guess like college and post-college stuff. And now I'm phasing out of that heavy where like, especially conventions. Conventions are the worst because they hype you up to go hang out with your friends. You're meeting up there, especially out of towners. I'm like, oh, I'm in New York. Let's go party. Let's go
Right.
crazy. And then Monday hit after the convention and I'd just be like dead inside and out. I can't do that anymore. I have
You
children.
don't sleep properly either when
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
when
I'm-
you're wasted. You don't get appropriate sleep, so you wake up not rested. Even if you put a full 12 hours in or whatever, you're just like,
That's the thing, though. I never sleep properly.
maybe you should
So-
start drinking.
Hang on.
No, don't do that either.
I don't know. I didn't really like party a lot when I was younger because
Yeah.
like there was nowhere to do that.
Sure.
But now that I'm here, I'm like, yeah, I'll drink. I'll
Right.
go out
Party
and do some
town.
stuff.
A little bit more going on.
Have you been to 6th Street? I feel like you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lindsay,
Yeah.
we've had.
Listen,
It's okay.
my life.
He
is
was
a
one of
blur.
your. He was your number one fan.
My life is a blur. Listen.
Yeah, no.
What night was that? How drunk was I?
And you know.
That was yesterday, Lindsay.
Oh God.
I know we've been East Side together. I can't remember if we went to like full 6th Street.
Yeah, we went.
Like-
I think it was
Full
during
Sixth
our-
Street is
yeah.
Okay, that
like
would
you,
make
Michael
sense.
Barbara,
Then yes, I was drunk.
Brandon, like that kind of crew
Yeah, I mean,
back
yeah.
in the day.
I've never full
Woodrow.
6th Streeted it up, and I just like it terrifies me in an extent.
Yeah, no, it is
Yeah.
definitely
It is
terrifying.
overwhelming,
Yeah.
There's
It's the-
definitely a lot of things happening down there
the
that's like.
thrill of danger.
Well, like you know,
Yeah.
like now that I'm
The
like
thrill
a
of
little
it.
bit more aware of it, it's like here's a warning. If you ever want to come to Austin, there's a guy that just wanders around with a boa constrictor every single night on 6th Street.
Boa
He
Bill.
does.
And if you're scared
Yes.
of
Yeah.
snakes, forewarning. And you're just like, he's there every night, and he pays you. You have to pay him to
He
take
pays
a
you?
picture.
Wow.
You have to pay him to take a picture with the snake, and like he'll let you hold it and
Yeah.
shit. And it's like, what the fuck? And then
Every city
you'll
has, like,
always
one of
see a
those-
fight, and you'll always like it. Every single time I've gone to 6th Street, it was like, yikes.
I think Trevor's gonna hit the nail on the head though. Like you say, every city has stuff like that. I'm like,
Well,
oh yeah.
every city's
major
got like
cities.
a character, right? You know, Or,
There's the
like,
character or the classic like sell or just like rip off thing where they're like, here, you want to hold my pet? And then you're like, oh, that's nice. And like $5. Thank you. You're holding my pet now.
Yeah.
like
You
the
are
snake.
done in now.
Matthew, no. Maybe that's why I
will
forgot our 6th
bend
Street
it in
outing.
half.
Oh no.
It's very flexible. Turns out. Damn it. This is my snake.
What's the most like Austin thing that you all feel like you've
Barbecue.
seen since you've been here?
Police on horses.
That's
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Austin, I say Texas. Maybe not Austin.
That's fair.
that's nothing new to me though.
Just
That was
yeah,
most of our
Barbara's like
police
whatever.
force.
See, here's the
Barbara
thing.
Rose?
The
Shit, what was the
the random people that ride around on horses in my neighborhood, and I'm just like,
that's a Texan thing. Yeah.
Oh, you mean like here?
yes.
I had neighbors who took their horses for walks. Yeah. You know.
That's not a Texan.
That's not a
thing.
very
Yeah,
Austin
South Carolina
That's
too.
a
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you just own a horse.
We have land.
Congratulations.
What is the?
Kinda
There's like
flaunty.
there's a really well-known establishment downtown. It's like a theater, right?
Paramount, probably.
No, it's like they do drag shows and they do a lot of like comedy sketches and they do like it's like a really big Austinite thing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've only been there
Wait, what
once.
is it?
Esther's Folly.
Yeah.
I've only been there once, but I would say that I think just the energy, the style of comedy, the subject matter, like everything in that felt very like a pure slice of Austin.
Then
It was fun. It was super fun.
There's this diner that I go to that I feel like is very Austin. Like they have like a lot of like local artists art on the wall that you can buy, and like everybody there's like very cool, and like everybody's like got like weird haircuts
Sounds like
going on.
Magnolia Cafe.
It's not. I went. There was a bit there where I tried to go to every diner in Austin. I failed because
Get a lot of them?
no,
They're a
because
good
it's
number.
when I was here as an intern, I tried to do it, and I didn't realize that there were so many up north. So I was only hitting like south of the river and like downtown. And East Magnolia, not good food. I was very disappointed.
Really?
Like comparatively, it was not great.
Yeah,
And
you're
it's-
the one in Congress, or used to.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
See, the 24-hour diner was the best one, but God, was that expensive.
It's expensive.
It was so good,
very
though.
good.
It
Very
was so-
expensive.
That's the best biscuits and gravy. There's something written on the ceiling.
Yes, that was the
Transformer
best distraction.
TL1 above ceiling.
What's that?
Can you tell we have ADD?
Right.
That's weird.
Wait, you're
It's
still
supposed to be robots in the
Wait,
sky.
oh my God.
It's not
Where am I?
TL1 above ceiling.
I do the same thing.
It's like
Andy from Parks and Rec, right?
Dwyer.
Dwyer.
Yeah.
Where he's like talking to the prince or whatever, or like that duke in England, and he's like, and like he basically glosses over, and I forget what he says. He goes, oh, did you see that bird?
Yes. I like when the bloopers are doing with Andy and Amy Poehler's opposite of Chris Pratt, and she's explaining some big plan that the group's gonna have to go execute for her as Leslie Knope. And
He's like,
yeah, incredible. It was a great choice because he just like trails off and she goes, Andy, come back, and like that improv is beautiful.
it's
I love
so
it.
beautiful. I wish they kept that and like had that because like obviously it was a blooper because then they laughed, but
That's good.
There's a lot of really good bloopers from that show that like I can think of that I probably would never say, but they're like
that in Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Office got a
So Matt and I
lot of
can-
good ones.
for sure, absolutely. Some of them,
Definitely timely jokes that maybe
Yeah.
wouldn't age gracefully, right?
that's why I can't watch The Office because I try and watch it and
That's-
I'm like this is
that's
the
100%.
most
Yeah,
that's
offensive
a
piece of
fair
content
Some of
I've
it,
ever
yeah, it's
watched.
Well, it's not the most offensive because there's definitely a lot of pretty offensive stuff out there, but I
I
don't
just don't
disagree with
touch
you.
them.
There's
There's
definitely a
of
lot
stuff
within
in that
it.
show that didn't age
There's
well.
definitely a lot in it that I
Well,
admit that
it was
is
that time period of like, I guess acknowledging good and bad associated with that kind of person in Michael Scott. We're like, this ignorant motherfucker, like is just so
Right.
so aware of
Yeah.
himself. But we as a society, understandably, grew tired of that. We're like, we're tired of this person who is so up in their privilege that they can't recognize how offensive they are. So now we have things like Ted Lasso, where it's like a wholesome white dude just running
Right.
around like helping people.
yeah,
You got
ignorant
this.
to like like one of the Ted Lasso things is like tea, and he's like, I don't
Yeah.
know how you can drink that like stuff. It's just terrible.
Or maybe
or
not
like
even
doesn't
ignorant
know
to,
what
but, like-
offsides is and
Yeah.
that stuff.
Like,
Like Michael Scott throughout the course of the show grew, but there were still like those moments towards the end where you're like, all right.
in a sitcom nature, he goes back to how he was.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like what lives up
Nothing
here.
like super offensive. In the
For me,
final.
what lives up here is
Not
the
really, though,
highlight
yeah.
reel of the content that is fine. That is
Yeah.
like funny one-liners and like funny scenes or whatever. And like that's how it lives up here for me.
I've seen a decent
I
amount
agree.
of like the Office clips, like stuff like that. Like especially a lot of the Dwight and what's his face, Jim's like they're like
One of the main characters of
prank.
the show. What's his face? Yeah.
I asked who the main character of The Sopranos was last episode. Let's keep moving.
But like and then I've seen like a lot of that stuff, and like it's really cute and fun. But also like the Pam and Jim relationship, where he's like, oh, it's so cute. Like I've seen little bits of it, and I'm like, it's kind of like
Yeah.
awful.
No,
No,
dude.
Lindsay, I think we've gone off on off topic before.
not-
Please go off.
I mean, I would love to have like an in-depth discussion one time on a podcast, but
Ooh, hello.
Ladies
IP3
talk.
maybe episode?
yeah, Michael and I talked about that exactly. Is like the marketing for Jim and Pam. Like originally, it was like they're normal people. They have
Right.
flaws, they have strengths, etc. Then, as the show became more popular, they fell into tropes of like sitcom-y tropes where the main couple has to be together, even though that's what wasn't what happened in the UK version. And then, absolutely, you have the trope of the third party coming in with Karen, and Karen gets treated like shit by both of them for no reason other than the fact that she's dating Jim. And you kind of have a redemption arc with Pam where she's like, oh, like, Karen, what's up?
Let's
How's
be
the new
friends,
branch?
yeah.
But I'm like, dude, you were a total, like, biatch to her basically because she was dating Jim, and that was it. That's it. But then you're supposed to root for this couple being together. It made no sense to me.
I rooted for them when they were regular people.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when you really look at it, you're like, oh, you're kind of just being a bunch of jerks
Yeah.
to each other, to others. Like,
I'm like, wait, so hold up. You broke up with Karen after having an interview in which you found the yogurt lid in your briefcase cute, but not
It
enough.
wasn't even good yogurt.
Right, exactly. It was Yoplait. It was Yoplait yogurt. There was no fruit at the bottom. Regardless. So your thought is to pick up the phone and go, hey, Karen, I know you're out to lunch with your friends in New York. You're very excited for that outing. I know, but we're done. And I'm taking Pam out tonight.
Right. No, that's how it
there was also the whole thing.
Anyway,
of her
enjoy lunch.
I'm not taking the
Fuck
job.
off.
Basically, I mean, yeah.
But there was also the whole thing, if you remember, where she was just trying to move into town. Now it's just a complaint episode, where they're like, she wants to move into town so she could like be closer to him, but also closer to work. And he's like, that's too close. And I'm like,
Yeah, like that was
Red
where I was
flags.
like,
like
fuck that.
absolutely, like
Why do you-
what the fuck?
why do you care
Why
about
didn't
that?
she just like run?
She lifted her, like, she literally says in the episode, she's like, I moved here for you. I took my whole life
Right.
and moved here for you.
I'm happy that actress had like such a strong and like
Oh, yeah.
front running like character in Parks and Rec because
Rashida Jones,
yeah,
right?
Rashida.
yes, I'm terrible with
you're
actor and
good.
actress names. Just I can't.
And your
remember.
name is Travis.
Yes, but like because that kind of put a damper. I feel like that was my only impression, and I hate that roles can impress upon a person. It's not like I sat there and thought that Rashida Jones was like this person or whatever. It was just that like she was a really good actress. That like this role was definitely not. I don't know. We're clearly outlining it, but
a great.
Yeah, I
but,
don't
like-
know if it was like cart before horse too. I don't know, like maybe she got the role in Parks and Rec and was like, this is a better opportunity. So the writers of The Office
Maybe.
had to basically like
Maybe.
curtail her storyline and go, well, you broke up. Okay, whatever. Moving
maybe.
on.
But she
Yeah.
definitely had a stronger and better character
Yeah,
elsewhere.
absolutely.
What?
She's like the only character in that show I don't like.
You don't like her character?
Oh, wait,
Wait,
hang on,
who
we
is she
got
in Parks and
rebuttals.
Rec?
So
She's the
let me-
nurse.
Let me put it this way. like,
And
Anne, yeah.
I don't dislike her, but like she's not.
No,
like,
turn the lights back
she's
off.
not
I forgot
the-
you didn't
she's not
watch
the main
Office.
thing
Yeah.
for
And this
Parks
entire time I was like,
Rec,
who
It's
is
like
this?
she's one of those characters like, yeah, she's fine. She's
The lights
there.
went back off.
Okay.
But I love her. Like I think like Rashida Jones is awesome. But I'm just like,
So this is how you feel about Karen in The
doesn't really
Office.
do a
Or no,
ton.
Anne. No, I
Yeah.
agree with you. Anne
Yeah.
is
She
an
doesn't
interesting character,
have-
but she supports Leslie. She's there to
Yeah,
support
exactly.
Leslie.
It's
She's there
like
for
here's the
support,
thing.
and that's about
Anne
it.
and Leslie in Parks and Rec is like ideal female friendship. Like that is what that is.
This is
like
correct.
it is
Yeah.
such a good representation of like actually because like there's so much
Just real
bad
deep friends.
representation of female
Or the
friendship.
womance, as it's been called.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, thanks.
Hold on, before we end, I need you to start the story, lead up to the finish, and that way the beginning of this this last
yeah.
call
Oops, like it's
will,
TikTok.
will
That's
be
good.
the end of the
Yeah.
story,
That's good.
which was the beginning of this was, and I threw up. So how do we lead into that?
I'll start this way
And then
because I don't
cut.
think we got an answer from Matt. Austin experience. What's the most drunk you've been downtown? And did you throw up or not?
definitely didn't throw up.
You didn't even ask that question.
Probably RTX
Yeah.
It's definitely an RTX, and I'm
fan, as
sure.
an attendee.
Yeah, well, there was a couple RTXs where it's like, here's drinks, keep drinking.
Right.
It's like, okay, and then I just went to my hotel room, and that's about the last. I
Also,
remember
I'm
of
just
it,
putting two
I
and two
think.
together that Matt considers the fan meetups like us drinking downtown. For me, that's business professional. So that's not us drinking
Oh, you
together
won't.
downtown.
Matt had a
I'm so
polo
sorry.
on.
Yeah, yeah. I was business casual. I'm sorry. Yeah. I was saying, I have not thrown up on 6th Street. Definitely threw up a lot on 4th Street, checking out a lot of the gay clubs. But in college, I remember thinking about like the level of tolerance I had and how that's totally out the window. My friend and I had a competition where we took a bottle of Arbor Mist and we chugged the whole thing right next to each other to see who could finish. I won and I went, awesome. And then I went to another room, threw up everywhere, and then came back and was like, okay, let's party. Sweet. So
That's
that was
the
throw
old
up.
boot and rally.
Yep. Can't do that anymore.
See, I've never been able to do that. Like, if I get to the point where I'm throwing up, I'm out. I'm done. There's no hope for me. Like, I mean, actually, no. The Christmas party, like, before the pandemic, I definitely got drunk and was throwing up in Barbarella's, and then I got out and kept partying. But, like, if I get too bad where I'm, like, throwing up, I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't like to feel that drunk. You know what I mean? Like I don't like to be the wall spinning kind of drunk.
I don't feel that drunk. When I get there, I don't remember. So I
Whoa.
don't feel any of it.
You just you hit a wall of blackout, and then the rest is.
I've only done that like twice. But
Wow.
it was great to, just time travel.
Yeah.
Until you realize what you've done, you've got a child in Wisconsin,
Right,
and you've got a house in Des Moines.
bourbon in Kentucky.
The stupidest time, I went out drinking with Dan, the hybrid.
Yeah.
When I went to London with Jeff for Minecon.
Yeah.
Then I had a lot of pictures that I tweeted that I don't remember taking at all.
Oh, drunk Twitter. is
man!
dangerous.
Oh, you got drunk in London too, and you teleported all around. You bought M&Ms at
I did. I
a
bought M&Ms.
grocery store.
Yeah, I don't know where.
It was the
could have
crispy
been a grocery
ones.
store. They had the Crispies.
There was
I was
the
at
blue
platform
package.
9 3/4. I don't know where it was, but it was magical.
What is
And that
this?
Pearl.
What is
Every episode, I pull some off.
Pearl
of it.
What
Is there?
It's incredible.
Oh, gross.
Matt,
It's just.
if you have a bachelor
epoxy
party,
Well, I
know,
in
but
the
it's gross
future,
that it's there.
I hope you have my experience that I have with a
feel all the
bachelorette
spots
party
that I pulled
too.
it off.
Which I don't. Sarah, have you been to a bachelorette party yet?
No, because I mean, I've been a DD for one.
Okay, I was.
Sound like a fun.
No, it
Well,
wasn't. Well, it was funny.
I fidget
Yes.
with the table.
It was funny because it was like all of my sisters went. My sister and all of her friends went downtown drinking in Denver, and then I had a minivan roll up, and they all like 15 of them piled in
Like
the
a
back
clown
of
car.
it. Yeah, and then I
Nice.
drove back to the hotel and like ordered them pizza, and I was like,
Awesome. You're a
What
good
a party.
person.
Hop in my unmarked van. I'll go get you pizza.
I was the maid of honor.
It's okay. I know them.
So like I was the maid
Now,
of
what are
honor,
your
so I
names?
planned it, and then I couldn't participate.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, dang. But again, that's really awesome of you to do so because I've been on the opposite end for my bachelorette party. I had dinner. We all had margaritas, got super duper drunk. And then I remember waking up the next day, talking to my mom and my sister and going, thank you very much for hosting that. Appreciate it. That was awesome. Sucks we couldn't go downtown and like club it up though. And they're like,
We did.
no, we tried, Lindsay. And I went, what do you mean tried? Like, we tried to go into 3 clubs and you couldn't make English. Like, you couldn't speak. I was just like, party.
And that's the thing,
What?
though.
What's your name?
Party.
15. Okay. How old are you? Drunk.
That's the thing. I didn't have that. Dan didn't say anything was different. He was just like, yeah, we got off the train. And I said, see you later.
You just become a very happy, jolly, like friendly drunk,
man.
which is already how you are. Just an exaggerated.
We need
form.
that comfort, yeah.
We
For everyone
we should
toppling over
respect
like
the
me.
lights. We should
Yeah.
respect the
Yeah,
lights.
I'm sorry, guys.
I had
We
one
also
more
didn't do the perfect
drunk.
like loop ending.
It's true.
Oh,
kept-
we
Could have
forgot.
been amazing.
So I chugged the
Wasted
Arbor
opportunity.
Mist.
Yeah.
I won. I went to the bathroom.